Okay, we're going to be doing a mystery powder investigation, so I'm going to give you a little background information of what we are doing. So each winter, Mrs. Mary makes a batch of her sugar cookies to give to all the good boys and girls in her neighborhood. However, a bad little boy named Norris McNaughty snuck into her kitchen and mixed up all of her special baking powders. Norris left 3 large piles, each containing a different mixture of her powders. The Scientific Bureau of Investigation has provided you with samples of 4 individual powders found in Mrs. Mary's kitchen and the 3 mixed up piles left by Norris. Help her find the right mixture she needed for her famous sugar cookie recipe. In her sugar cookie recipe, it has 15 cups of white flour, 5 cups of powdered sugar, 10 teaspoons of baking soda, 5 cups of butter, and 5 eggs.
Powders in her kitchen are baking soda, flour, baby powder, and powdered sugar. We are going to test each one of them with water, acid, iodine, and a heat test. First, we're going to test water. Make observations on your data sheet. This is the baking soda in water. This is the flour in water. This is the baby powder in water. And this is the powdered sugar in water. Now we are going to test the powders with acid. This is baking soda and acid. This is the flour and acid. The baby powder with the acid. And the powdered sugar with the acid. Now we are going to test the powders with iodine. This is the iodine in baking soda, the iodine in flour, the iodine in baby powder, and the iodine in powdered sugar.
All right, now we're going to do the heat test. The first one's baking soda. Now flour. Baby powder, and sugar. Now that you have seen some of the different reactions that happen with each of the individual powders, now we're going to be testing the mystery powder, so you might have to reference the results from each of the individual as I do this. So this is mystery powder 1. You're trying to figure out which 3 powders, which mystery powder has the 3 powders that are in her cookie recipe. So here is the water test for mystery powder 1. Here is the acid test for mystery powder 1. And here is the iodine test for mystery powder 1. And the heat test.
I can go ahead and chunk these.
And it smells very much like burnt toast. Now we're going to be testing Mystery Powder 2. This first one, I'll add some water to it. Here is the acid test. And the iodine test. And here's the heat test. So it is bubbling up and it smells like burnt toast. You might be able to hear it fizzing and bubbling while it's doing that. Now we're going to be testing Mystery Powder 3. The first one is going to be with water. The second one is the acid test. Here's the iodine test. And the heat test. It is not bubbling and it just smells a little bit burnt. So now look at your data sheet that you've been making observations and make sure that everything is filled out. What does it look like? What happened with the different tests, and including the heat test, and then figure out which mystery powder you think matches her cookie recipe. If you have any other questions, there will be more information at the end of this or images of our results. If you need to look closely at all of the results from the test, pause your video so that you can see this. This has the water test on the left and the acid test on the right. Here is your iodine test on the left and the heat test on the right. And here are your 3 mystery powders. If you can't remember which test is which, you can always go back in the video and watch it again.